Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, July 12, 2022. Responsibilities can feel more burdensome than usual in the first half of the day. People take things more personally, and you are a little more inclined to see the glass half empty. Problem solving is favored, however, as you are less distracted by emotional concerns than you have been in recent times. As the day advances, it's easier to detach yourself from annoyances, and as you pan out, you can arrive at wonderful insights. Your imagination takes you to inventive places now, and you can thoroughly enjoy thinking up new plans or procedures, especially those that make life easier and more progressive, in and around the home and with your business. Drawing up new techniques or using different and inspired methods to approach your family life, money, or regular routines can be successful and even fun. Be careful of exerting your will too strongly towards someone who really isn't entirely receptive to it. Be conscious of how other people are feeling at this time. When it comes to love and romance, be gentle. You have a yellow light, meaning that it is okay to proceed, but use extra caution in making sure that the other person is receptive to your advances. Don't come across as too aggressive and end up making a fool of yourself. Lean into inspiration and out of arguing. Conversations are bound to take off as Mercury in Cancer squares Jupiter in Aries, creating a clash between strong water and fire energy. This square may lead to two plausible manifestations. You might notice that inspiration is immense, especially when considering the work you could do even from home or what you could nurture in your career. However, the square could present a moment of tension, especially if you feel strongly about something said or done at work. Try to maneuver these strong feelings with grace instead of reactivity. Today's prospects should suit the dynamic, idealistic being that you are, especially right now. There will be some criticism in the air, and you won't miss the opportunity to punctuate your comments with your well-known irony. Your viewpoints on corporate rigidity and conformist attitudes are well known, but today your sense of humor prevails and people listen to you with pleasure. Whether a pleasant family get-together is on the cards or a celebration with friends, today is perfect for socializing. Just as you enjoy the company of others, they like being with you too. Friends and family know exactly how much you mean to them and value your company. Be yourself today, because they accept you just as you are, loving you and trusting in you. Someone you don't know well but recognize as a VIP has a message for you, but you might have to seek them out to get it. Nevertheless, the effort will be worth your time. Looking for the right person for a long time, you may not have found the ideal partner yet, but the likelihood of meeting them is promising and too good for you to miss. Give yourself a push and summon all your seductive sex appeal. Be prepared for the next opportunity you get to win over that special someone. If you happen to meet and spend time with new people today, be careful. Some folks can appear interesting because they are bold or dangerous. Perhaps they do things you never dream of doing. While this may seem intriguing, it can lead to trouble and could hurt you if you're not careful. Be sure to stick to your usual standards and ethics when it comes to others. If danger excites you too much, it may be time to re-examine your life and make some changes. Any fears you have concerning financial security may become heightened on this day. The effects of this vibration can emphasize your need for a sense of steadfast security, and if there has been any upheaval in your life lately, it'll be harder to handle it. Strive to keep things in perspective. Chances are, you've endured similar transitions and made it through fine. Remind yourself of this. Just put your best efforts forward and everything else will fall into place. 7 days after Mars left Aries, there is a chance today to tap into some of his passions and warrior spirit, but in a more restrained and less urgent way. The warrior planet of the cosmos might no longer be in your sign, but the dwarf planet Aries, the warrior princess of the cosmos, is, and that is who the moon moves into a friendly aspect to today. With Aries in her last full week in direct motion, the passion is there but not the urgency. As the adventurous lunar vibes of the last few days run their course, they will leave behind a lingering sense that the days of life being all work and no play are coming to an end. With the first planetary activity on the romantic front for the year now just 7 days away, a full moon that is set to deliver work and life balance reminders over the coming days couldn't come with better timing. Our eyes in the sky. When you wake up feisty and wanting to do your own thing, you can blame it on the rebellious fixed lunar T-square between ambitious Saturn and Uranus, the planet of shaking things up. There are inevitable challenges during this cosmic three-way that will have you digging into your own opinions and convictions and wanting to stand your ground even further, which can push arguments, altercations, and confrontations to some pretty epic levels. Which is fine if you live alone and don't have to deal with anyone. But if you have to make your way into the world to get along with and listen to people in positions of authority during this controlling planetary energy, there are ways to work with this polarizing square-off. Backing down won't be on your radar, but taking a more logical perspective might help you combat your need to be right about everything. Because even you can admit that isn't realistic, right? A helpful aspect between Lady Luna and optimistic Jupiter brings a lighter energy to the party, putting us all in the mood to show compassion and celebrate one another. Your psychic abilities could be on fire right now as well, making it the ideal time to bust out your pendulum or tarot cards. Just remember to take cleansing breaths if you happen to encounter anyone with less than ideal vibes. In the morning, the Sagittarius moon forms a trine with the Cancer sun, offering a harmonious start to the day. Because our ego and emotions are in sync, we exude confidence in our relationships. Still waters run deep with the moon in penetrative Sagittarius, so although this influence favors socializing, we'll prefer to spend our time with those who we know well and trust. We're unafraid of going into taboo territory, eager to understand what makes others tick. Remember your objectives. If we don't retain anything to sustain ourselves, we are giving from an empty cup. Following this, the moon opposes Uranus in Taurus, stimulating anxiety. We are suddenly struck with the urge to break from the status quo, and our behavior can seem bizarre to those around us. Be aware that acting on our passions and making rash decisions can have certain consequences, especially if we let fears steer our course. Instead, consider how opening ourselves up to change with temperance in mind can be transformative and productive. Yet, much of the hurt inflicted upon ourselves now is the byproduct of being unwilling to stand in our truth. Addictions to substances or relationships will be especially difficult to navigate now. Ultimately, the issues unearthed during this connection cannot be swept under the rug, so it is valuable, however challenging in the moment, to deal with their exposure.